welcome to another exciting episode of
ZoeTv.
ZoeTv.
Here we are again.
Here we are again, and you're back.
I'm back.
You're getting so busy. You've been pulled away from us.
I'm sorry.
So it's an amazing day when we're together.
I love this.
This is the highlight of our week.
The highlight.
But yet you've had to miss it because of various meetings and things. Right?
Yeah.
But things happen. But you're here today.
I am.
And this is a big day because we got an amazing guest.
Yes, we do.
But we're going to get into her in a second because we got a lot to talk about before we get her on.
Wow, there is so much going on.
I cannot believe we're flying. We're halfway through November.
I know. It's Thanksgiving.
It's literally Thanksgiving. I mean, what?
No, wait, you're eating meat again though, right?
Yeah, I'm eating white meat, a little red meat, not much, just a little bit. So turkey this year.
Oh,
last year
right.
I did no turkey.
I know.
I did complete vegan Thanksgiving last year. But this year, turkey.
You're feeling better.
Are you going to have turkey?
No.
Not even a nibble?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope.
Tofurkin?
No.
Nothing.
Just going to eat all the sides.
Yeah. All the sides. Okay. All right. Well, I've got some holiday-themed questions for our guest, and you'll be able to answer too. So it'll be fun.
Okay.
All right. University, real quick. We're winding down.
Yes.
I cannot believe how fast this semester has gone. We've got literally the last couple coming down the pipe, but they're amazing.
They are. I've heard only good things this semester.
It's been a fun semester. I think we've had a lot of different faces,
yes.
a lot of different topics.
Yes.
I've had the luxury of sitting in on a lot of them, and they are high-level classes.
I mean,
some of the biblical stuff from Old Testament theology is this is like a seminary level lecture, and it's a 6-part series. You feel like a real student going to the same seminary class.
Know.
I mean, it's very cool. It's very cool. So if you are not signed up, please register. These last couple ones might put you over the top to get that graduation.
Yes.
A lot are in the home stretch. So we're winding that down. Outdoor walking path, even though it's chilly out, we're using it. It's fun. Tuesday, Thursday mornings.
Wait, whose team's winning right now? Let me think. Oh, my team.
Are you done?
Well, almost. Go team. Thank you.
It's 1 week. We still got 7 or 8 more. It's fine. It's going to all shake out, Team Sons.
Well, we're on this show every week. So every time we're ahead, you'll know
Here's what I will say. If you have not turned your miles in and you are on a team, you have to do so. We're sitting on 12 of you out there that have zeros next to your name at this point of this taping. So if you know you're on a team and you're sitting on your logged miles and you haven't turned it in,
well, and if you don't know what to do still, because not everybody has email, call Mark.
Yeah, call.
In the Performance Center. He will help you out.
Mark, Tiffany, Arlene, all of them know exactly what to do. So pick up that phone and ask questions. Okay, we got to get into our guests because we have so much to talk through.
I know.
Teresa Jenkins.
Well,
lovely Teresa Jenkins.
Look how beautiful she looks. Her earrings,
her shirt,
her blouse, and her nails. Come on, just show us.
And if you could only see the shoes.
And the shoes, and so put together.
Teresa, thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you for asking.
You're an amazing resident. You're involved in so much on this campus. But we want to hear what brought you here, what before Glencroft was Teresa Jenkins. So where are you from? What'd you do? Give us a little background.
Okay. I was born in Gadsden, Alabama.
No.
Which is where Ross is from.
I know.
And then my parents moved to Jacksonville, Florida, and I was raised in the South in Florida.
Okay.
So that gives you an idea of what kind of a lady I am.
Gotcha.
And through certain things, we ended up in California my senior year of high school.
Wow.
And I met my husband. And it was love at first sight.
In high school?
And I was still in high school.
Oh, okay.
And he loved me, I loved him. And in 6 months, we eloped to Las Vegas.
Oh, my God.
My parents wanted to kill him and murder me.
So had you graduated high school?
Well, I graduated high school.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then through our lives, we had a little boy Tom, who is here, who takes care of me. He's fabulous. And then my daughter, Kim, and she lives in Missouri, Kansas, Missouri still. That's where I came here from, and with her children. And we moved to, after the kids were born, we moved to Wyoming.
Wow.
And I was from the South, and I had never seen snow. I had never seen a mountain. I didn't know what all this stuff was, and I was amazed. Wow. Until I had to walk through the snow with my baby. And that was not a lot of fun. But I love being in Wyoming. Raising my children were the best decision we ever made.
Wow.
I mean, it was perfect to raise children. It was like you were still raising them back sort of when I was a child, you know, because they don't take up a lot of the things that the world was doing.
Right.
So that was great. So anyhow, after the kids went to college, we decided to move back to California because Mike had emphysema and we thought he'd get breathe better. And we were in California 5 years when he was in an auto accident and killed.
Oh.
And so one day my son calls me and says, Mom, why don't you move to Kansas and be a grandma instead of being in California, being a widow? And that made sense to me, so I went to Kansas. So for the last 20 years, I've been in Kansas.
Wow.
And then my son's company shut down the office in Kansas City and moved it to Phoenix, and they wanted him to come run it. So here we are. Wow. And that was about a little over it was about 3.5 years ago. And when we came, I didn't think I was well enough to take the trip, you know. So I flew, but the kids came in cars, and it took them 2 days to get here. And when they got there, I wasn't feeling well, but we had so much to do. I mean, the moving van would be there the next morning. The kids had already bought a house, and so we waited for the movers to unpack. But the first thing my son said, you got to bring my mom's bed out. She's not feeling well. So they brought my bed out and put it in one of the guest rooms, and I had a stroke. And I walked out of the bedroom. Unfortunately, my daughter-in-law was standing there, and I went down, and they took me to the hospital. So this was my third stroke. So once I recovered from that somewhat, a couple of months, my daughter-in-law and I started looking for places for me to live. And Glencroft was just the answer to my prayers. I mean, they had everything, but I didn't like their prices. So the lady said, well, we can't do anything about that. And I said, well, okay. And 2 weeks later, she calls me. She says, I have the perfect apartment for you. I said, really? How much? She told me. I said, I'll be there. And I've been here over 3 years now.
Oh, we're so happy you chose us.
Yes. You know, I mean, for a person that wants to be active, this is the place to be.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well said.
Well, I think you said it best, the person that wants to be active, as you do, so you're involved in everything. And those that want to just get their feet wet with a little bit here and there, that opportunity is there as well. And so it kind of plays at whatever level you want to be.
That's exactly right.
But you jumped in right away and got busy.
I had to still recover some. It was a good half a year or longer before I even hardly came out of my apartment. But then once I came out, they knew I was here.
That's it. So what does a day look like right now for you? You're so busy, you're so active, but what does a day look like for you on campus?
Well, I usually get up about 7.
Okay.
And there is always something to do. There's activities. I am very busy in GCA.
Yep.
So I might have something to do with GCA.
Well, and tell everybody before we go any farther, what is GCA? So many people move in here and they're like, what's that?
Oh, it's Glencroft Community Association, and it's a group for just the residents. And the residents, we meet once a month in the community meeting in the auditorium, and we tell them what we've done. They tell us what they want, and That's what it is.
And it's kind of giving a reporting of all the things going on in terms of the tulip patch.
Yes, yes.
marketplace.
As I said, we tell them everything.
Yeah.
Because we got our hands on everything.
I know, and you have a big role in the GCA. Tell us about that.
I'm treasurer, and I love it. I have always been able to add 1 and 1 and come out with 2.
Oh, that is good.
But when they stuck a computer in front of me and what do you call it, Excel and Word, I was like, oh, wait a minute here. What am I doing? And the president, who is Annie Fisher, has helped me like you wouldn't believe. She's been right there beside me.
Yes.
Figuring out that computer, and I've got it down pat, I think, now.
And that is so good, too, to learn new things for your brain.
Oh, I know.
So
I know.
good for you that you didn't say, nope, I can't do it.
Oh,
and
no.
you took on a new challenge.
Yeah, it was because I already knew bookkeeping that I didn't say goodbye.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
Well, how many of you are on that GCA team? What are the other
there's
positions?
a lot. There's president.
Yep.
President-elect, secretary, treasurer, past president, and then we have a couple of those that have come around.
Got it.
And then we have representatives from like the tulip patch and the marketplace and our wonderful thrift store.
Yes.
GCA couldn't exist without that thrift store.
Right.
And what am I
ceramics.
Oh, ceramics, yes. Oh,
and they have just such active members that really care about what goes on here.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you mentioned to just break down GCA a little bit, because a lot of new residents coming in, they might have heard, but they don't know. And so if they want to become more involved in GCA, how do they go about that?
Well, all you have to do is ask around, but you can ask one of us that are on the board or head of one of the departments, which, the tulip patch or ceramics or whatever, and we'll get you involved.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to put a plug in because I'm with you on the board, and I'm telling you what, they need volunteers. So if you're home wondering, what could I do? They have jobs for you and fun things. I mean, who doesn't want to work in ceramics or the tulip patch?
Right.
You know? So call this one. She's fun
You'll
to be
steer
with.
them in the right direction.
Yeah, and then we have games. Lots and lots of games on Grimcroft. And, if you're a gamer, you're going to get your...
And you're in those, too. I see you in there.
I've won Domino's Monday. I won 5 Crown on Wednesday. When we had the tournament, I won Domino's and I won Hand and Foot.
I love that.
Nobody's going to want to play with me now.
Right? Hey.
That's good.
It's very
That's
impressive.
how you better yourself.
But I think the games are something that is so important on this campus, because there's the social aspect, the intellectual aspect, the physical aspect of going and being, vibrant and being a part of something. It's not just doing a game. There's so much more to it than that.
And it's our whole purpose that
Yes.
everything adds up for the better well-being.
Right. That's right. So you're busy between GCA, games, and exercise. Let's spend a little time talking about your neuropathy beta 1 experience, because you were one of our stars of the group. I'll say it. I mean, everybody in the group we loved working with.
Of
but
course.
You really went all in, understood what we were trying to do, gave great feedback along the way. But let's just walk through your experience with it.
Well, boy, we did so much. And the workouts on Monday and Friday are fabulous. I loved it. It was great. And Wednesday we had drums. Oh, if you haven't done drums, you've got to try it because they're fun.
They are fun.
And we had a spiritual time where Pastor Stan ran the group, and that was nice. And we had the black box.
Yes.
The black box that sounds scary. I don't know why they call it a black box, but when Steve started, I have neuropathy really bad in my right leg and foot, and I have no feeling in it for 20 years. I haven't had any feeling in it, and so he started the first week and put the a probe next to me, and I know one of them, anyhow, next to me, and I couldn't feel anything, and he turned it all the way up, and I couldn't feel a thing, and I was feeling like, oh, wow, this isn't going to work. So that went on for about 3 weeks, and then the 4th week, all of a sudden, he ran the probe next to my big toe, and right down between my big toe and my next toe, there was a sharp pain, and I just, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I felt something, and it didn't matter that it hurt.
No,
because I hadn't felt it in 20 years.
Oh, I love that.
I can't believe it, and I've still got it going since I left the program. He made me leave, and
he does that.
I can still feel things working in my my right foot, and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh. It's a miracle, and I know it's a miracle, but wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think the other thing that I want to touch on, because the pain management in the box is so important in the process, and getting the nerves kind of stimulated and getting them to come back online a little bit. But for the first time, we've incorporated this hot-cold contrast.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask about.
So let's talk about the experience of that, because you were the first group that got to do this. And now we're in beta 2, and we're really understanding what we're doing with it. But you guys were the first ones to okay, let's just try this.
Okay.
What did you think of?
Well, at first I thought, no way. You're going to take my foot and put it in a bucket of ice? No way.
And for 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Which feels like an eternity.
Then you're going to put it in the jacuzzi in warm water for another 3 minutes, and you're going to do that 5 times. I'm thinking, I'm not going to last here. But you know what? I stuck it out, and I felt stuff. It was worth it. It was great. At first you think, oh, I can't do this. This hurts. I'm not gonna put myself through this. But then you tell yourself, you gotta put yourself into it.
Yeah. Right.
And by the second or third, the ice water wasn't near as icy. They gave us enough ice, but you didn't feel it as bad.
Right.
And then of course the hot tub made it feel better, and we just had good results.
Yeah,
good results.
Now, have you continued any of that? I mean, do you do that ongoing, or is it just for a time?
It's just for a time.
Okay.
Yeah, we as much as we wanted to keep everybody going, part of the data and part of the understanding of the program is if we pull them out of all of this, what stays working and getting better.
Well, that's what I meant.
So we pulled everybody out of beta 1. They're not doing any ice hot. They're not doing the stem. We're hoping they're still eating good, but beta 2 came in. But from most people that I've talked to in beta 1, like you just said, I'm still feeling stuff.
Yeah.
The results are maintaining, which is cool. But I want to go back to the ice hot, because the ice is a minute, the hot is 3.
Oh.
And so it feels like 10 minutes.
Well, somebody told me about it and said it's the longest 3 minutes.
Well, but that's what was kind of fun, is because when we decided to do this, we did a lot of research online of different neuropathy methods of treatment, and there's so many neurologists and people out there trying to get their handle on what that is, and there's a lot of good white paper out there on this 1 minute, 3 minute scenario. So we said, well, let's not reinvent the wheel, let's just try it. And it was so cool because they wanted your ice temperature, obviously, and then the heat had to be between 100 and 105. That was the kind of, and that's right where our jacuzzi is.
Okay.
And we can use the chair lift, so those that can't get up and in and out, we keep them in the seat. We put their feet in ice, we bring them over, we put them in the water. Okay. They never leave.
I love that.
It is so cool. And so
it is.
It's, and you go through 5 segments. So like you said, we had some residents, they could only keep their feet in the ice tub for 15 seconds.
Okay.
And they had to pull it out. Too much. And then by the 2nd and 3rd week, they were able to hit that full minute. And so we could see the body adjusting, and the nerves, even though they could start feeling things again, their body is responding to staying in the ice a little bit longer. And
well, I actually heard that those those were the ones that they didn't like it in the beginning, but they really felt results from it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I just meant, do you do it at home at all? Ever? Do you ever think of, ooh,
I don't know how I would do it at home.
well, would it be too hard?
It would be a little difficult. We have a couple from Beta 1 that are doing it at home.
Okay.
And they just got themselves a little tub they're dumping ice in.
Okay.
And then they're like right by the bathtub where they're running hot water on it. But I think what's interesting is this scenario of, okay, I'm going to pull out of all of that for 4 weeks.
Right.
And then we might bring them back in December and go some more. And
I love
so
that.
Beta, and that's the beauty of Beta is, you know, in Beta 2, we're doing some different things. They're doing hot, cold contrast in Beta 2 twice a week. They only did it once a week.
Oh, okay.
So we said, okay, they did so well with it, we got to add another day. And so it's a little more work for everybody. But we've added this second day.
Because that's
well, we're
an
2 weeks in,
study.
and it's everybody's moving the timeline up on their feeling.
Wow.
So it's showing that how important the hot cold is in relation to the pain management, and then in relation to the diet, because we cut sugar as much as we can out of everybody's diet.
We know that matters.
So we're tracking the logs, we're making sure diets are being met, and we're not doing no meat, any of that. It's just literally about the sugar, and upping the protein as best you can.
Well, and sugar is in so many things you don't even think about. So if you ate no sugar, you'd still get sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
You're right. So I think this one right here was one of our biggest success stories. We actually let her speak with the other residents to the next wave of recruits to because I think it's important your peer tells you everything, not just us, but the peer saying, it's changed my feeling. Like, this is important. You guys got to do this. And the schedules look intimidating and it looks like a lot, but you navigated all the stuff we asked, right?
And the results today is I can wiggle my toes on my right foot. And I have not been able to do that in 20 years.
Okay. And I'll tell you, you are beautiful. And I know we talked about this, but I'm sitting here realizing part of your beauty is you're just radiant. And we all know, and this isn't a plug for it, but it's the reality. When you're in less pain and you're feeling success, it makes your whole being better, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It does. It makes
because you always notice when someone doesn't feel well, but like I think we take for granted when you're sparkly that's because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
And you are beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I paid her to do that, but okay.
The last thing I want to say about neuropathy is I want to hear your feedback, but I really enjoyed Fridays when we experienced the outdoor walking path. We worked out outside as a group, and then we went to Copper Club and had an amazing lecture, usually led by Lish, talking about what her, some of these nutritional expertise that she has, and then some of the things that are coming. They get a little sneak peek on. And have a healthy meal.
That was wonderful. That was wonderful. Working out in the outdoor equipment is so much fun.
I know.
If you take somebody with you and you turn music on, he can play great 50s
No, you're right.
and 60s.
You need music.
And you just don't want to leave.
No.
I mean, and I'm not a big exercise person, as you can tell. And I loved it out there. I looked forward to going out there at 8:30 and on Friday morning when I don't get out of bed till 7,
Yeah.
But I looked forward to it because I knew I was going to have fun.
Well, and now that we did the ribbon cutting and you've done so much in demonstrating, you realize how many things just those 4 pieces do.
I know, it's unbelievable.
It is.
Yeah, we have I think
kudos for getting.
Well, it's fun because what I think people are enjoying the most about it is it's safe. It's not intimidating.
Right.
The machines are very functional, but it's working on your balance. It's working on your strength. It's working on range of motion. It's so practical in the application of each thing when you're walking across the beam, but you feel the edge. It's not like walking on a flat surface. So you feel like your mind is going, wow, I really am on a beam. And you work on your posture and you work on your breathing. And it's just, we've had so many people coming out to those Tuesday, Thursday morning workouts. And then we work out for about 15, 20, 30 minutes. And then we do the full, 3/4 mile around the South Trail. And it's just an amazing way to start the day.
Yes, it is.
And it fits all levels.
Yeah, all levels, 100%.
I know those things are intimidating because you're like, people are going to see that I can't maneuver that. And then you go, oh, I can do it to this level.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Well, it's awesome. Okay. We only have about a minute left. I'm going to ask, I wrote down a couple questions.
Oh.
And they're holiday questions. And you're going to give me a rapid fire answer.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to start with you and then you.
Oh, okay.
All right. You go first. Okay. Post dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, do you nap or do you play games? What would you like to do? You're a gamer.
Oh, what I'd like to do
Yeah,
is
like your
play
family
games.
growing up or now. Like what? You ate
But-
a big turkey dinner. Do you
Yeah,
nap
I was
or
always
games?
busy cooking the turkey.
Yeah, after dinner. Nap or games?
After dinner, I would prefer playing games.
Games. What do you think?
Games.
Games. Okay. Best side dish, and that's all you eat. So.
Oh, dressing.
Me
I
too.
love
Dressing.
Me too.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
Not sweet potatoes.
I love sweet potatoes, but dressing's best.
Okay. All right. When do you turn on Christmas music? Is it right after Thanksgiving, or are you
Yes.
already listening?
Already.
You're already listening
Well,
to Christmas music?
We had it on in the food pantry
Oh my
yesterday,
goodness.
and I went,
Teresa, when?
I have to admit, I listen to radio a lot because I'm working.
So
at
you already have it
computer.
on?
I don't turn it on, and they just come
They
up
just
with,
start.
you know.
All right. Amazing having you on the show.
Thank
Yes.
You are an
Thank you.
amazing resident, full of vitality, and it's contagious.
yes,
Well, thank you.
thank you.
What you've done, Steve, is a miracle.
Well, you're
I
doing
mean-
all the work. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.